If you're hearing this sound right now, your mind is about to breach the universe's greatest firewall. Most people are trapped in the same cycle their entire lives because they never get the critical time it takes for the quantum field to react to their intentions. If you're wondering why life always produces the same results, the observer effect I'm about to explain will be a necessity, not a choice, for you. By the time you reach the end of this video, you'll hold the formula for manipulating your reality. But let me warn you, once you pass through this door, you will never see the world the same again. Beyond time and space, on that thin line where the endless noise of your mind suddenly ceases and you feel only the pure peace of being, the universe chose this moment to whisper its greatest secret to you, because the quantum field wants to remind you that you are not merely a passive observer, but rather a leading actor who intervenes in a vast ocean of possibilities at every moment, bending and shaping reality. Most people, from the moment they wake up until they lay their heads on the pillow at night, continue to live yesterday's fears as if they were today's reality, like the crackling loops of an old record etched into the depths of their consciousness, and unknowingly rebuild the walls of their own prison every day. But you are about to step outside that rusty cycle, to lift the heavy curtain of reality with your fingertips, and to discover how subatomic particles are shaped by your gaze. In the immense depth of quantum physics, the phenomenon we call the observer effect is actually a command in the universal database of every thought you have. And, for 17 seconds, every intention you focus on proves that you are initiating a process that will transform invisible energy fields into solid matter. Subscribe to this frequency. Not just a channel on this digital platform, but officially become part of this energy by claiming your place in the wave of collective consciousness evolution that our planet is currently undergoing. Your own spiritual ascension and that unique note in the cosmic symphony. You are not here by chance. Your soul has grown tired of that low-frequency life that has been repeating the same refrain for so long. And now it has resonated with this digital frequency to choose a new, bright, and highest potential timeline from the infinite menu of possibilities in the quantum field. That higher self within you was constantly telling you there is more, and that more is hidden in the energy gaps between these sentences right now. You are not only hearing the words, but you are also feeling how your cells are aligning with this new vibration, how your DNA is being activated by this ancient yet modern quantum knowledge. Remember that the quantum field is not an emotionless void, it is your every forte. It is a living, intelligent, and vast network of consciousness that reacts instantly to your breath, every heartbeat, and every image that passes through your mind, and you are one of the most strategic node points within this network. If you have ever felt that things were going wrong in your life, that you were constantly encountering the same types of people, or that misfortunes were following one another like a chain, know that this was merely a result of your observer cycle. That is, whatever you looked at, the quantum field was materializing it for you. But now you hold the key to breaking this cycle. That sacred 1/7-second threshold is the moment when the chaos in your mind is replaced by cosmic order, when your intention is perceived by universal intelligence as a command to become. And when you learn to manage this time correctly, all the limitations of the outside world will begin to evaporate one by one. As you progress through this video, you will not only receive theoretical knowledge but also reprogram your nervous system according to this new reality. Because we are not just talking about quantum physics here, we are opening the practical application guide to your divine creative power. The cosmic orchestra is now waiting for your conductor, and this first chapter is your first and most solid step as you bid farewell to your old cumbersome and limiting reality and enter a new timeline where miracles become commonplace. That meta-observer in the depths of your consciousness is receiving this message right now and is highlighting for you the highest possible probability. That shining point in the quantum field, there is no turning back now, because once awareness expands, it can never again fit into its old narrow molds. As you cross this threshold, you are igniting a transformation that will raise the frequency not only of your own life but also of all souls connected to you, and every step you take on this sacred journey is met with a thunderous applause from the depths of the universe. Now, turn down the volume on that old record completely and surrender to the glorious silence that the quantum field has prepared for you, to the revolutionary power of those 17 seconds, because what you are about to learn will offer you a key that will radically change not only your thought process but also your very physical reality. As we delve into the immense and mysterious depths of quantum mechanics, we see that subatomic particles are merely clouds of possibilities, solidifying only when consciousness focuses on them. But what if there's a mathematical threshold for this focus? And that threshold is exactly 17 seconds. Most people wonder why their intentions don't materialize, unaware of how scattered their focus actually is. While our minds are bombarded with thousands of data inputs per second, being able to hold a pure, unblemished, and unquestioning focus on an intention for 17 seconds is like transforming that thought into a giant wave in the universal ocean. According to this rule, emphasized by pioneers like Abraham Hicks and paralleling the entanglement principle of quantum mechanics, when you hold a thought uninterrupted for 17 seconds, that thought attracts another similar thought, and the resulting energy from this merger possesses a much stronger gravitational pull than its original state. You can think of this process as starting a cosmic engine. The initial spark needed to start the engine strikes at 17 seconds. And if you can extend this focus to 68 seconds, that is, 4 cycles of 17 seconds, you will have created not just an intention, but a reality pattern so concentrated that it will shape the physical world. The quantum field responds only to consistent and rhythmic signals, not to the scattered noise in your mind. Just as the difference between a laser beam and ordinary light is that the photons are aligned and of the same frequency, your 17-second focus aligns the photons in your mind, allowing you to leave a deep mark on the fabric of the universe. This experience you are currently having is actually the sum of those brief periods of focus you unconsciously made in the past. But now that you have solved this mystery, you are no longer a victim of chance, but on your way to becoming the master of possibilities. In these moments when a thought begins to gain mass in the quantum field, the cumbersome structure of time and space begins to bend around your intention, and the slight excitement you feel at that moment is actually the most concrete evidence that your soul has resonated with this new frequency. For 17 seconds, when you not only think about that house, that love, that health, or that success you desire, but also feel its texture, smell, and spirit, your brain waves create a bridge between gamma and theta waves, and every piece of data crossing this bridge is transmitted to the quantum field as a definite command. As a meta-observer, you actually change your own biology while watching this process, because your cells receive the chemical messages emanating from this intense focus in your mind and restructure themselves to adapt to your new reality. Understanding this mystery means accepting that life is not random chaos, but a magnificent orchestra governed by your intentions. And the purer you play that 17-second note, the more magnificently the rest of the universe will accompany you. Each of your thoughts is a seed, but the quantum field only allows seeds watered for 17 seconds to sprout. Because this time is like a test of seriousness for universal laws, measuring how persistent you are in that intention. If your mind is thinking, will it happen, at the 5th second, if you ever have such a doubt, that frequency signature is disrupted, and the quantum field cancels the process, returning you to your old, safe but boring cycle. Therefore, these 17 seconds are the greatest test of your inner discipline and spiritual maturity. When you experience this period with the depth of meditation, with an enthusiasm as if you were inside that reality, the phenomenon we call time distortion occurs, and you can hold the potential of an entire lifetime within those 17 seconds. That's why, if this knowledge has reached you, you no longer have the luxury of letting your mind wander like a child. Every 17 seconds you are either building your own paradise or strengthening the walls of your old fears. The quantum field is constantly alert and waiting for you to combine your observational effect with the unwavering duration of your intention. Because when you lock your focus, all the gears of the universe begin to turn to transform that intention into matter. Now, as you seal this mystery into your cells, expand your consciousness further to discover how to transform this focus into emotional magnetism in the next step. Because 17 seconds is only the key to the door. The treasure inside is hidden in the pure frequency of existence you radiate during that time. The observer effect, the most unsettling truth of quantum mechanics, is the crucial key that proves you are not merely a traveler in this universe, but the path itself. If you view the world as chaos, the observer effect means you are only extracting and solidifying the possibilities of chaos from that quantum soup, and this is not a coincidence but a vibrational necessity for you. However, with this profound awareness, you are now on the verge of reprogramming the cosmic GPS system, that is, transforming what you see by changing your perspective. Vibrational alignment is not just about wanting something, but about aligning with the frequency of that thing you desire, because you cannot hear music on that frequency unless you tune your radio to 100.2, just as you cannot attract the infinite possibilities of abundance in the quantum field into your life, unless you attune to the frequency of abundance. Most people reverse the observer effect by saying, "I'll believe it if I see it," constantly observing their limited reality, and further solidifying it. Quantum mastery, however, lies in being able to say, "If I believe and enter that frequency, I will see." And by beginning to observe that highest timeline, which has not yet materialized, with 1/7-second concentrations, it summons it from nothingness to existence, from possibility to reality. While you are watching this video, you are actually raising your own vibrational signature, and the quantum field is currently calculating how it will react to this new, more conscious observer identity of yours, because each of your thoughts and the emotion accompanying that thought is emitting a massive energy wave into the fabric of the universe saying, "This is who I am, and this is what I want to experience." The observer effect is like your consciousness being projected onto the outside world. And if the film strip inside the projector is filled with the pains of the past, feelings of inadequacy, or anxieties about the future, the images projected onto the screen of life will always be different scenes of the same tragedy. However, you can now change that film strip. Choose the brightest, most peaceful, and most powerful scenario from that infinite library of possibilities in the quantum field, and seal it into your reality by focusing on it. When vibrational alignment is achieved, you no longer need to strive, because then life ceases to be a struggle and becomes a river flowing towards you, filled with events, people, and miracles that resonate with you. This awareness brings a peace beyond mere belief, for you understand that the universe is no longer opposed to you, but merely a giant mirror reflecting back the signal you emit. As a meta-observer, when you begin to notice your own reactions and emotions like an outside observer, you also begin to break the chains of those low-frequency cycles, and in every 17 seconds of pure focus, you send the message to the quantum field. I am no longer in tune with this low vibration. I am now the very essence of abundance, health, and love. Once this message is transmitted, a restructuring begins at the subatomic level. Your intention creates a center of attraction in that sea of infinite possibilities. And just as a magnet aligns iron filings, the quantum field begins to align all the particles that are compatible with your new vibration along your lifeline. Maintaining your own vibrational harmony is your greatest responsibility, because when you keep your frequency high, you elevate not only your own life but also the entire space around you and the collective consciousness. For due to quantum entanglement, we are all connected to each other and to the heart of the universe by invisible threads. Now, view this moment not just as an exchange of information, but as a shift in gears. Transform your observer effect into a conscious tool of creation, and begin to watch how the quantum field responds to your new, bright, and stable vibration with tremendous speed. Reality is not as rigid as you think. It is a fluid ocean of energy that is reshaped with each of your conscious touches, and you are a master helmsman on this ocean, charting your own course and adjusting the wind to your intentions. Remember that everything is energy, and every energy has a frequency. When you possess the frequency of the truth you desire, it is impossible for that truth not to come to you. This is not a philosophy. It is the most fundamental law of physics in the universe. The silent and immense intelligence of the quantum field is activated not by a mere dry thought passing through your mind, but by the massive emotional explosion that thought creates in your heart. As you will understand in Chapter 4, if thought is the electrical signal sent to this universal network, emotion is the magnetic fuel that transforms that signal into matter and bends reality toward you. Most people fall into the great misconception that simply daydreaming is enough. But the quantum field looks not at what you say, but at what is at that moment, at what resonance you are vibrating. Therefore, unless you feed your 1/7-second intention with the exhilaration, gratitude, and deep satisfaction you feel in your cells, as if you were actually living that moment, your intention will remain only a faint echo in the void. Your emotions are the most intense form of your personal frequency signature. And if you load an intention with fear, lack, or impatience of, when will it happen? You are actually sending the message to the quantum field that that thing is not in you, and the universe continues to confirm the reality of lack to you. But when you sense the scent of that new reality for 17 seconds, and feel the joy of that success coursing through your bones, every cell in your body begins to bathe in that new frequency, and your biology has already transitioned to that new reality. At this point, the quantum field begins to rapidly reconstruct your physical reality according to that immense emotional resonance within you, to bridge this discrepancy between your inner and outer worlds. Now, at this very moment, to be a part of this tremendous transformation and to seal your intention in the heart of the universe, take a deep breath, visualize that highest intention in your heart, and write these words below: I am aligned with my highest timeline. This seal is not just a comment, but a frequency declaration that selects your intention from among the infinite possibilities in the quantum field and anchors it in this physical dimension. The higher your emotional fuel, the faster that probability wave in the quantum field collapses and materializes. Because high-frequency emotions, love, gratitude, joy, clear the quantum tunnel for you by dissolving low-frequency, fear, guilt, and your obstacle one by one. According to the law of resonance, you attract what you are. If you want peace, you must first become peace itself. If you want abundance, you must first feel the richness of that abundance in your soul. And when you present this feeling to the quantum field in uninterrupted 1/7-second blocks, the universe has no choice but to act for you. Often, the reason cycles in our lives don't break is that our thoughts change, but our emotions remain stuck in the old victim mentality. However, you have now learned this hidden mechanism and focused your emotional projector on your new world. Your heart acts like a transmitter station, broadcasting signals to the universe 24 hours a day. And the purer the energy of this station and the more aligned it is with your intention, the more miracles begin to flow into your life. Accidentally, but with mathematical certainty. Remember that the quantum field is not a judge, but a mirror. It reflects that deep resonance within you with flawless fidelity. And when you say, "This is who I already am," in that sacred 1/7-second focus, all subatomic particles begin to dance to affirm this new identity. As you replenish your emotional fuel with this consciousness every day, you will marvel at how the cumbersome structure of time softens, how the doors you've been waiting for open spontaneously, and how the universe secretly conspires for you. For you are no longer just a wishing mind, but a spiritual source that is and reflects. This resonant power is your birthright, and each 1/7-second focus is those sacred moments when you formally claim this right in the quantum field. Position yourself in that new life, not like a movie star, but as a living consciousness that feels every atom of that life. Because the quantum field only responds to sincerity and vibrational honesty. Blend your emotions with your intention in such a way that there is no gap between your mind and your heart. This moment of perfect alignment is the 0 point where manifestation occurs. And when you stand at this point, the entire universe becomes an ocean of energy at your command. Now, feel that new energy rising within you. Notice how this vibration transforms you and breaks you away from your old world. For soon, you will discover on a deeper level how time bends and how this new reality becomes the only reality for you. Prepare to confront the most unsettling and mind-boggling truth of quantum mechanics, for you will discover that time is not, as you imagine, a linear and rigid river flowing from past to future, but rather a fluid illusion that twists around your consciousness. While we are trapped in the perception of seconds following one another in the physical world, for the quantum field everything exists in an infinite now. And with your 1/7-second intention, You are actually tearing apart the fabric of this time and placing your own new reality there. The phenomenon of time distortion is the disappearance of that waiting period perceived by your brain when you shift your focus from 17 seconds to 68 seconds and beyond. Because when you begin to live that intended future as if it has already happened in the present moment, the quantum field locks that future self into your current now. And thus, instead of moving towards your desired goal, you cause that goal to collapse upon yourself. Most people constantly postpone their desires to an unattainable future, saying things like, "One day I will be rich," or "One day I will be happy." And the quantum field faithfully reflects this being in the future frequency, keeping that desire always one step away. However, with the quantum mastery you learn in this video, you learn to bend time, and in that sacred 1/7-second void, you shatter the cumbersome barriers of time by placing yourself in the life you desire right now. This is not a practice of daydreaming. It is the process of transforming potential energy in the quantum field into kinetic reality. And when you initiate this process, you allow the chronological time, chronos, of the physical world to be replaced by spiritual and creative time, kairos, that 1/7-second period of uninterrupted clarity in your mind, like the singularity point at the center of a black hole, draws in and destroys all the limitations and dusty shelves of the old world, opening a vast page yet to be written, composed of pure light, waiting to be shaped by your intention. When you begin to observe this new reality, an event occurs at the subatomic level that we call a quantum leap. That is, just as an electron suddenly moves from one orbit to another without traveling any distance in between, your consciousness breaks away from the old, scarce, and fear-filled timeline and is teleported to that highest frequency timeline where miracles and synchronicities are natural. At this moment of transition, you will notice that time stops, space blurs, and only the pure "I am here" feeling of your existence remains. This is that sacred zero point where you fully resonate with the quantum field and begin to manipulate time with your own will. As a meta-observer, you no longer look at the calendar and ask, "When will it happen?" Because you know that reality is already sealed at the quantum level, and that the time delay in the physical world is merely a short technical process required for energy to transform into matter. This wisdom brings you not only unwavering patience and faith, but also peace. As time is disrupted, coincidences in your life give way to meaningful synchronicities. The news you've been waiting for arrives faster than expected, and when you stop dwelling on the hows, the universe accelerates time for you, placing that highest possibility in your lap. When you can maintain your focus on that new reality for 17 seconds, the neurons in your brain begin to code this new future as if it were a real moment, and the quantum field activates to copy this new moment into the physical world. Therefore, every morning when you wake up, you should start the day not with the memories of the old world, but with the memories of the future you created with those 1/7-second quantum intentions. Now you know that time is not your master, but a reflection of your consciousness. And when you clarify that frequency signature in your inner world, you can also bend, accelerate, or slow down the flow of time in the outer world according to your intention. This new reality is no longer a possibility, but an inevitable end that you observe with your consciousness and fuel with your emotional energy. You are leaving behind all the heavy, linear, and restrictive perception of time from the old world and completely transitioning into the magical dimension of the quantum realm where anything is possible at any moment. Surrender yourself to this flow, allow time to work for you, and feel with every breath that your highest potential is here, right now, and with you. Because when you manage to bend time, the entire universe will bow before you to live out your intention, and an infinite sea of possibilities will be laid at your feet. Now you know that reality is a flexible energy structure that exists and breathes with your intention, as long as you choose to look at it. And when you take this immense power into your hands, the entire world is destined to reshape itself around your inner vibration, because you are witnessing the beginning of that sacred transformation, where all that you have learned converges your rebirth as a quantum creator. Breaking free from the observer cycle begins with consciously choosing your own frequency signature by creating those magical 1/7-second sacred spaces each day, And each time you make this choice, you open a brand new page of destiny for yourself from the infinite library of the universe. Standing at this point right now, you are not just finishing a video. You are actually leaving behind that old, limited, and fear-focused, cumbersome identity at the cellular level and stepping into that radiant and boundless consciousness that floats in a sea of possibilities. The quantum field is fascinated by the purity of your intention, the sharpness of your focus, and the resonance of your heart. For when you focus on something for 17 seconds with unwavering, pure enthusiasm, the entire subatomic world aligns like an orchestra at your command, and everything that seemed impossible until that moment begins to flow into your physical world with mathematical precision. Transformation is not about waiting for events in the external world to change, but about changing that observer effect within yourself and forcing the external world to change. The moment you realize this power, the rusty chains of victim consciousness break one by one. You no longer need to look far to witness your own miracle, because that miracle is hidden in your current awareness, your breath, and those 17 seconds of focus. You are not just a small part of this universe. You are the very essence of universal consciousness, constantly reconstructing your experience, bending time, and molding matter with intention. This awakening has opened that golden door for you, from which there is no turning back. The quantum field treats each of your intentions as a seed, and when you water that seed with your 1/7-second emotional magnetism, all the resources of the universe begin to secretly conspire to make that intention sprout. The beginning of the transformation is when you look at the world with different eyes after this video. You will no longer see obstacles but possibilities, the impossible but miracles, because your observer function has now been polished with a high frequency. Trust in your own power, remain true to the clarity of your intention, and open your heart completely to the magnificent surprises the universe has prepared for you. For you are now a quantum master, that sacred source that recreates its own reality every 17 seconds. Remember, as your awareness increases, the world expands. And as you shine, the darkness disappears on its own. Now completely silence that old record and begin to let the unique symphony of your soul resonate in every corner of the quantum field. When you close this video and return to the physical world, you will realize that every object, every person, and every event around you is actually a flexible energy cloud waiting to transform according to your inner vibration. Therefore, instead of succumbing to the challenges of the outside world, experience the unique peace of projecting your desired scene onto the quantum screen, using that sacred projector in your mind. You are now an awakened observer, and no low-frequency obstacle can survive. No old cycle can stand. In the face of that sharp focus you have fixed on an intention, become aware of your own light. Use that miraculous 1/7-second threshold every day with devotional reverence, and unlock the doors to the immense treasures the universe holds for you, one by one. Because you are now one and whole with the quantum field, you are the architect of that absolute reality beyond possibilities, and your transformation is the transformation of the entire universe. If you feel this frequency resonating with you right now, mark this digital field not just as a channel, but as one of the stages of your consciousness's ascension. Subscribe to this channel, but do so not just as a follower, but to align your soul with the same frequency as the planet's collective consciousness evolution. We are not just sharing information here. We are building a new reality together. The quantum realm loves the materialization of intention. Now, to seal that 1/7-second focus in your mind and formally invite the energy from this video into your own timeline, leave this powerful statement in the comments section. I now align with my highest potential in the quantum realm. When you write those words there, your intention will cease to be just a thought and transform into a permanent frequency signature on the digital and cosmic web.